I've changed my career several times in my life, even though it hasn't been easy. Life so often presents two forces, one pulling you towards what you want, the other towards what your heart knows will really nourish your soul. If you have the image of the labyrinth in your mind, again and again, you can find the courage and confidence to pursue new and unusual paths.
Auch wenn man das Bild des Labyrinths vor Augen hat, immer wieder den Mut und das Vertrauen, auch ganz ungewohnte, neue Wege zu gehen.
Gernot is a photographer, biologist, educator and labyrinth maker. A few years ago, he travelled across Europe, photographing labyrinth installations in gardens, monasteries and churches. The resulting book has inspired the sextons of the church in the upper Austrian town of Hofkirchen to join in the labyrinth community. Since then, 2 labyrinths have been created here, and a third is currently being built. It looks so beautiful with this cross shape. The labyrinth is one of the oldest symbols of humankind and is a primal image of life as a mirror to the soul.
Symbole haben immer auch etwas damit zu tun, dass man sie nicht bis ins Letzte erklären kann.
Symbols are defined, to an extent, by the fact that they cannot be explained to the last. Though we can't know exactly what they mean, we can touch upon something. Something talks to us. In our time, there is a great need to discuss our physical and emotional state, and not only talk about what we can definitely know.
Und nicht nur mit dem, was man ergründen, erforschen und wissen kann.
As well as the labyrinth of contemplation and the one of meeting, now a labyrinth of conversion is being built in the village square. The sculptor Gerhard Wünsche has been commissioned to make these stone figures.
Wie bist du auf das gekommen, 3?
How did you arrive at 3 women giving birth?
Naja, ich habe einfach gedacht,
I thought, everything begins from a center. Life itself, for example. So I thought of women in childbirth. Gernot advises the people of Hofkirchen in his capacity as a labyrinth maker.
Das hier ist eine gotische Labyrinthform, die in vielen gotischen...
This is a Gothic labyrinth. The Benedictines developed this design. It was used in various cathedrals throughout the 12th century. There is one in Cologne Cathedral, though it was only built in 1976. The shape of this maze here has been specially altered and blown up to fit with the outside installations. Walking through the labyrinth has become an important spiritual exercise for the Benedictines in the Abbey of Setenstetten. I take this way while meditating. It is a path to the center, not only of the labyrinth, but also to one's own center. In the middle is the flower of life, Sunday, which signifies life, resurrection, and from the Christian perspective, the way to Christ. Sometimes you're closer to the center, and sometimes more peripheral. In that case, we must go back to the beginning and start again.
Es gibt einige Geschichten, die im Labyrinth erzählt werden.
There are several legends about mazes. One of the best known is the story of Theseus and the Minotaur. The story goes that he found his way out with the help of the thread Ariadne had given him. Perhaps it was not so important for him to find his way in, since it was light. Sometimes in the maze you have to stop, because finding the way out seems too difficult. But Theseus had the thread of Ariadne to guide him.
Auch wenn es schwierig ist.
Theseus also danced with Ariadne in the maze. So the labyrinth can be a place to fight monsters, but also a place to celebrate.
Ich habe zum Beispiel meinem besten Freund in einem Lichterlabyrinth als ersten erzählt, dass wir...
My partner told me in a maze of candles that we had a second child on the way. It was unclear whether the child would be born healthy, so I often went to pray in a labyrinth for the baby and to speak from the heart of my worries about her health. After Paula was born, I ran round a maze out of sheer joy that everything went well.
Und nachdem die Paula geboren war, bin ich ein Labyrinth gerannt vor lauter Freude, dass alles gut gegangen ist.
Ich habe gelernt, dass es nicht tragisch ist,
I've learned that it is not tragic if things aren't resolved immediately, but sometimes it just takes time, and this time to develop can be a positive thing.
Diese Entwicklung.
Das Labyrinth selber ist eigentlich nicht spirituell.
The labyrinth itself is not really spiritual. Man is spiritual. But the labyrinth can create a place where man can commune with himself and feel his own spirituality and can reflect on this contact. Faith can deepen by walking in a maze too, just as it might intensify on a pilgrimage.
Vertiefen kann, wenn ich einem Menschen begegne oder auf einen Pilgerweg gehe.